Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do if it doesn't resonate with you. If you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So channel members, you guys are going to have a collective message post later today. Definitely check it out. If you were interested in the addiction discussions video, that video is in the description box as well. Feel free to send that link to anybody who you feel could benefit from it. If you're interested in catching the next live, which will be the last live that Ryan and I do together, that one is, at least for the time being, that one's going to be Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the link for the Buy Me a Coffee booking is down in the description box for that as well. It is a free event. Now, let's see. I think that's it. Okay. This is the Inkblot Oracle Mirror. I'll have Steph linked down in the description box below. This is called the Arcana Tarot Playing Cards. I know somebody's going to ask. I can't provide a link for that because I don't even know where it would be sold. Okay, but definitely type that into Google, see if you can find it. Okay. Taking a step aside. And allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Ooh, okay. Feeling like this energy of detangling, untangling something, like working away from something, moving away from something. I just heard from the noise. So, okay, so there's some, okay, let's see. There's also almost this energy of like, I don't know if it's like practicing protection. It's almost like as a protective measure, like untangling from the noise. Okay, not taking a flipper, I just heard. Not taking a flipper. Taking this one. Okay. Liminal listening, and that's why. Okay. Yep, liminal listening. Okay. So whoever this message is for currently, whether you realize it or not, and you know, once I say this, you might be able to realize it. If you don't, then it's not yours. But there may be this process right now where you are closing some doors, or you're taking more space for yourself, or you're untangling from particular situations in order to hear better. You may not realize that that's why you're doing it. If you look, this looks like giant ears up here. It's almost like above the brain. So it's like that super cosmic space is trying to tune in here. This is almost looking like a channel. And so it's about receiving information, trying to receive particular information. This is usually, you know, when we get in the habit of like, obviously not for everybody, because there's times where people seclude and it's really from an unhealthy place. But a lot of times people, before they have these big spiritual like movements within their life, or these evolutions within their life, or even, you know, even if you're not feeling you're on a spiritual journey, maybe you're on a healing journey, before we have that big leap of healing, right? Which I think those are actually the same things, but whatever. Tomatoes, tomatoes. The energy that a lot of people will move into is that of solitude, right? Closing themselves off to other connections, just really preserving their own energy and not having extra chatter in their mind space. And this is what someone is doing. So maybe you've been doing this for a little while. We'll see what comes out here. I'm also seeing that this is turning into the heart now. It's like our ear connected to our heart, really listening to what somebody feels that they want to do. This is both the brain and the heart for me. So it's like the emotion and mind connection, really allowing us to hear and tune in to a deeper sense of intuition, a deeper sense of knowing. Maybe it's not even something that somebody's considering is like intuition, or elephants are important for somebody that just popped in, so I have to say it. It may not even be like a deeper sense of knowing that someone is really, really ascribing to like intuition. They may just feel like, okay, I just need to see the pattern, right? Maybe like a good example of that would be, for example, people that are learning human patterns and human behaviors. You know, if you're on a first date and somebody's like, you're the most different person I've ever met, you know, you may have been the kind of person that fell for that shit, and then now you may be becoming the kind of person that's like, oh, there's manipulation, like flag right there. You know, there's something here about learning to listen to either liminal spaces spiritually or the subtext. Okay. Some of you are learning to listen to your heart space and your actual emotions. It's very different from letting your emotions just kind of like pull you along like a bull, right? But learning to listen to, oh, I actually feel this way and I didn't realize that, you know, or maybe I'm used to stuffing this emotion down. Not meaning that you have to explode it out and poop it out on the world and be toxic, but just that you're acknowledging it for yourself. And some of you may even be recognizing, oh, I'm learning to listen to my thoughts, to the negative patterns that I have and how to make them positive. That may have been something that you've already done, right? That may have been something you've already done. Now it's interesting because obviously my reflection is in this card. So it's almost like as I'm having this reflection, it's like reflecting on self. But I feel mostly it's like reflecting on identity. When we think about the face, it's very symbolic of our identity, our ego. Like, who am I? What am I becoming? Who am I presenting myself as? And there's some reflections about that space that's taking place. For some of you, it's not so much that. You may be thinking about, like, who am I as a soul, right? Just remember that those stories, those are ego stories. Okay, and you know, some of you, you're not going to resonate with that right now. Just remember that I said that in 20 years or 10 years. Now, and someone is stepping behind those ego stories inside their spirituality. They're like, oh, I don't need this anymore. You know, that served me for a time, but I can open up to a bigger field now. It's almost like, oh, this is like super co-creative in some way. It's wild. It's like super co-creative, and it's almost like, because I almost saw like someone giving someone flowers, like the Six of Cups, or like I will give you, and then it's like this blossoming. So some of you, I'm going to say that, oh, okay, whew, all the chills on that. I'm going to say this. You may have had somebody that was important to you that passed on, that has been helping you from the other side. Now, people are like, oh, they didn't help me, I can't pay my bills and blah, blah, blah. That's not how they help us, right? The 3D stuff is our business. That's what we're here to do. That's how we alchemize. It's almost like they've helped in like the energetic spaces. They've helped in like the intuitive spaces. They've helped in the inspirational spaces. The silent, gentle nudges that put us on a path towards greater growth and greater healing. And this is yes. Interesting. Okay. I am very much feeling that there's like a seat or a chair that there's something important about, and it's like a small message coming through that like there's been things that have happened with that seat or chair, and that's this particular like ancestor, passed on loved one, whatever. It's like where they sort of like I don't want to say they sit, right? Because it's not like that. It's almost like this is where they interface. It's like they let you know because the chair is turned the wrong way or scooted in a little too far, or you feel their presence in this chair. There's something about a chair that's really important. Okay. All right. And then one of the things that I'm seeing here also is it's almost like a open hand. I'm just saying that because this looks like kind of like this part of the palm to me. And right here, if you look at this would be like the mounts. So there's something about a change in the mounts, or like being able, like, because that's kind of like a void space. So it's like being able to change what we're good at or change what we're interested in, learning to craft new abilities and new skills. And there's this highlight here on this outer edge right here. So that outer edge is kind of interesting because in really, really, really old palmistry, especially like more like in the like what do I want to call that, Near East, there was this belief that this edge not just told like your marriage lines. It wasn't just about marriage lines. It was actually the number of like very important situations that were going to happen inside your life that were going to kickstart some sort of like evolutionary process for you. And based on like where it is, this for example would be closer to your youth, and this would be as you get older. This is what this is making me think of here. So it's almost like I'm marking out my life by thinking about, oh, that's when this happened for me, and this is when I discovered this, and this is when I became this. And like measuring your life in that way, oh God, that just changed. Measuring your life that way in terms of you rather than measuring your life in terms of other people. So you see that sometimes when people like they tend to think back on their past and their timeline is all laid out in their mind in accordance to the relationships they've had, or the people that have like screwed them over, or the jobs that they've held. Someone is learning to make themselves the center of that timeline rather than other people. That's kind of different. Okay. All right. Let's see. I almost feel that this particular passed on loved one is the one that wants to speak. So let's see what the messages are. Okay, we have the star. For some of you, this may have been an Aquarius, but really what the star is telling me is that there's something about the before and the after. There was your life before they passed and your life after they passed. And obviously, like, you know, there's the occupation and the loss. And that's not what I'm talking about. There's something inside your life that drastically changed before and after. Okay. There is a sense of hope in this. It's almost like this had to take place in order for you to, and we see this a lot with like people that lose their parents a little young, you know, or like maybe not even a little young. Sometimes it can happen older in life, but after that healing process of the loss takes place, it's like the person then flourishes if they weren't able to create stability in their life previously, or sometimes afterwards they, you know, really immerse inside themselves and then they really discover who they are and they discover what they love and what they want to do. So there's something like that. There's the before and the after. Particularly if this was a female in your life or a feminine energy inside your life. Again, feminine energy can belong to anybody. Okay, here we have the Queen of, yeah, so there's a heavy mother energy, but also this can be like an older sister. So there's a Queen of Pentacles, and then we have the Five of Cups. So this is really tending to spaces where we may have had lack inside of our lives. And I think that this may be one thing that is causing somebody to kind of go into like this isolation, or has caused someone to go into this isolation in order to hear better. It's like I have to tune into myself in order to heal whatever this lack is, particularly inside the heart spaces, if that is where you experienced it. Now, Five of Cups is also about sorrow and grief. And there's something else being said here, though. What is it? Okay, I'm not really hearing that in a way that I can understand it. Queen of Pentacles to the Five of Cups. I'm just going to say this again because that's what I was saying when it happened. The Five of Cups is about sorrow and grief. Oh, okay. So this just completely changed on me. Somebody here is, it's like you have this advice coming through from this passed on loved one that it's okay to have the after, right? You may be holding on to the loss in such a way because you feel that if you process that loss and if you let go, that it means that they weren't important, or that, you know, they're gone completely. And that's not the case. And so that's the message that's coming through, is it's okay to have a before and an after, and really allowing yourself to tend to the space of grief. I think that someone hasn't been able to tend to it. For some of you, there may even be a wall that comes up when you start to experience that grief. You're being asked to really listen to that heart space and just sit. You know, people ask, how do I sit with it? You know, just sit with it. Get off your device, you know, get off the television, sit in the quiet with yourself, you know, give yourself space, do it for 10 minutes, see if anything comes up, allow your mind to go, allow your thoughts to go. Like, your thoughts are naturally trying to process things. I don't know if any of you ever noticed that. Like, if you're ever in a car and you're stuck without music, your mind will start to think about things, and you'll get heated about things, you'll get sad about things. It's like it starts to try to process, because one of the things with having a screen in our face constantly, and with having constant interaction and constant communication and busying ourselves all the time, is that we're really taking away the natural space that our mind is meant to have in order to process our emotions, to process our traumas. And what it results in is a very unhealthy collective. So this is kind of a message that's telling somebody, hey, it's okay to sit with those energies. It's okay to sit with yourself for a bit and allow this to like come through. Okay. Queen of Wands. This is how somebody is meant to establish their personal power, or to get their sense of self back. With the Queen of Wands, I do think that there may have been part of our life and our motivation and our passion that you know, didn't necessarily come back online after this loss happened. And this is really what this particular ancestor or family member or friend, even, it might be a friend for some of you, it could be a spouse even, this is what they were trying to get you to understand, is that in order to get that part of yourself back, you have to go through. The only way over it is through. and you can't hold that energy. You can't hold the Five of Cups energy inside of you and have this. You can't have both those things. This is a natural poison to this energy, by the way, the Five of Cups, because what is it? It's shame, it's guilt, it's sadness, it's grief, it's sorrow, it's longing, it's looking back into the past for the home that you may have had, or for the life that you may have had, or the family that you may have had. And while the Queen of Wands, she's too busy. She's like in this dynamic energy of creating new things all the time and constantly changing and constantly birthing new things. And so these two are not, these are very much at odds. And this is what you're being asked to do here, is to really clear out those spaces for yourself. Give yourself the self-love to sit in that space and to allow yourself to process those energies. This one right here, kind of interesting to me. This is a Judgment card, so it's about this energy returning, but I'm noticing that these look like those the giant causeway, or like the stones that they say that the giants used as like a road. And so there's something about the road that's in front of you is meant for a big energy, and so you have to get yourself back. You have to take up that space. You have to get back into that energy of greatness. I feel that for a lot of you that I'm speaking to, I do feel that there's like a heavy Leo placement somewhere within your chart, whether it's actually like your sun, moon, rising, or if it's like your north node. There's something very specific about the Leo energy coming through with this Queen of Wands for me, and the giant road. So it's almost like let the sun lead you, right? You know, the sun is our consciousness, and it's the life giver. It's the source of our prana here. And there's an energy that's trying to flow and trying to take you a particular place, but it requires this to be unblocked or to be accessed. Because some of you may feel that you don't even have access to it. Again, taking that quiet time, allowing yourself to tap into your liminal listening. You've done some of that on your own by disconnecting and going into like a more solitary place or isolated place, but the other half of it may just be missing. And so this is what's required in order to have this, the before then the after. Okay. Okay, I'll take them. We have the Ace of Clubs, so the, yes, Ace of Wands, and then we have the Emperor. Oh, this is, you know, when I see these two together, this is the Magician. This is not the Magician from the Major Arcana, who is like at the very beginning of the story, where he is really being assigned the tools, and he's like the soul that has basically entered the 3D where the tools even exist. You know, the tools being your willpower, your emotions, your intellect. If you're interested in Major Arcana stuff, by the way, I have a Major Arcana series in the channel memberships. That link is always in the description box. But when it comes to the Emperor and the Wand, the Emperor has already established his dominion. The Magician hasn't figured that out quite yet. He figures it out later on in the tarot. But the Emperor already has dominion. And when he picks up this wand, everyone knows he means business. And so this is really about directing your willpower, understanding where your path is taking you, what life you're forging for yourself, what relationships you are going to have, not what relationships you settle for, or what relationships come towards you. And why is this always coming to me? This is somebody who manifests. And this is the energy that they're giving me right now. If you look at this wand, this is the same wand that she's holding. Okay, right here. You can see that here, and it's like the same exact wand. And this is like stepping into this energy. Whoever this message is for, this ancestor is basically saying, by stepping into that energy, your willpower is igniting. Some of you may be experiencing that. Maybe you aren't aware of this ancestor, but you've done this and you're starting to recognize that there's this before and this after, and in the after your motivation is returning. But as that motivation returns, it puts you in this energy. The Emperor has dominion, so the Emperor has absolute control over his empire. There's this really beautiful energy that, you know, and I know that a lot of people, they like shirk away from the idea of that power and control, and usually that's because we've had a problem with power and control, and that's okay. I think that that's, you know, one of the things about the human struggle is we're constantly struggling with how much power and control others have over us and how much power and control we're trying to have over others. But the thing about this reading with this Ace of Wands and the Emperor is this is about the self. It's not about other people. It's not about having control over other people. It's about being able to have authority and being active inside of our own life. And that's bringing me back over here. And now this is almost looking like a flower blossom that's budded and it's ready to blossom. So I'm saying that here. If you look at it this way, you can kind of see it better. Interesting. So someone, you're ready to take this sort of deep dive in order to meet this transformational energy. So I'm going to leave this here. Whoever's message this is, I wish you the best of luck with this energy, and feel free to like this video, and until next time.